Okay, hello. This is a pitch about 10,000 grant. So in my polytechnic, we have a program, right, where I pitch my business for 10,000 grant. So the venture capitalists and the other people will come and review my business and decide whether I deserve the $10,000. So let's start with this presentation. Maybe we can start on our brand image. So the two waves right over here, they represent the two waves over here represents the two syllables sunset, and coupled with the sunset background and the motto, it represents a sense of tranquility and relaxation. The triangle over here represents the A in AI, and also a change for medium-sized electronic e-commerce companies. So let's maybe dive in a bit of scenario. So imagine, right, you're an e-commerce business owner who is very busy. You have no time because you're juggling customer queries, and when customers complain, the impact of negative reviews affects your morals. And with all the time that you're spending on your e-commerce business, you neglect your personal life. So the problems with running an e-commerce business is that customers need to understand the pros and cons of the gadgets that electronic e-commerce businesses sell. Without a clear distinction, they might buy gadgets that are unlike expectations, costing customer satisfaction and retention. Understanding your customers means collecting data from them. We need to understand the customers to offer the best customer experience so that we can drive sales. Collecting data through online forms or other manual of efforts can be unengaging, tedious, generic, and costly, leading to less feedback and lower quality feedback. Scaling your customer support team can also be costly. So now let's consider some case study from the retail industry. Upon visiting their website, I can start a chat. I continue as a guest and try to message them, but despite having a perfectly fine network, I can't send any messages to them. And even if I could, I'll be just talking directly to their customer support agent, which has its downsides, which I will show later. So our case study 2 is a more functional but still quite basic implementation of a chatbot. So it works as a mini Google search integration. So it uses your sitemap to find relevant articles, but as you can see, it's not very relevant. What is this store about, is I asked. And I received an article about when will I receive my parcel. That's quite unfortunate. So for our last case study, it's a contact us plus FAQ section. So it doesn't really serve as a chatbot. So when I click on it, I can send an email which will reach to their customer support agent, and still it has its downsides. So maybe we can start on our solution. So firstly, we have the structure of if-then rules combined with ChatGPT and a readily available knowledge base. Maybe I can start with, what is your store about? My chatbot will look through my database, and if it has an answer, then it will just give the answer through natural language understanding, of course. But if it doesn't have an answer in my knowledge base there, and then it will ask ChatGPT for answer given the right context, and you'll spit out an answer, and you record this down in my database so that we can refine the knowledge base in the future. Great. So my second part of my chatbot solution is automatic data collection. So I said before that the data collection of manual efforts and online forms is tedious, etc. Well, when we perhaps purchase a product, the website, I will configure it such that it will send a payload to my chatbot service, and it will automatically collect data through a feedback form, a personalized feedback form for the customer. So it will be very interactive, it will be back and forth like a conversation between your customers, and it can even respond to specific feedback. So that will be very useful and engaging etc., leading to higher data quality. Great. So demonstration of our AI chatbot. I mean, you can check out my video. Maybe I'll put it over there. A link. Yeah, sure. Alright. So the global chatbot market has increased, is projected to increase to 5.5 billion in 2028. You can scan the QR code over there. Sure. Alright, so this will be my pricing model. My pricing model, yes. I will charge around $800 to $12,000 for setup fee, and monthly retainer. For the first year, it will probably be only for maintenance. Yeah, only for maintenance, to make sure that the chatbot works, and we can update the knowledge base with new data. You know how like earlier on we have this system where we collect data and refine the knowledge base. We can implement that for maybe 6 months. Yeah. Then after that, as time goes on, our skills in chatbot building will improve. We'll offer more services like Zapier integration, maybe building a custom dashboard for you that links all your apps together. And as such, our monthly retainer, etc., will also increase because we may provide upgrades over time. So this is our income statement. As you can see, our client service revenue and monthly retainers increased by quite a bit. This is because we projected to increase our ROI and the expertise we provide, and we will also have more clients because we spend a lot on our outreach, so we have more clients. And if you can see, contracting expense and mentoring actually increased quite a bit. It's because with more clients, right, we expect to handle more clients, and so we need a team to handle those clients, which means we will spend more on our sales and development. But for now, I will try to handle most of it. The contracting expense is mostly sales and building of our landing page for the first part. Alright, so how will we spend the $10,000 grant? So we'll spend mostly on marketing, software, etc. And then the rest, it's about mentoring, operational, and developmental things. Alright, so thank you for watching this presentation. Hopefully I can get the 10K grant. In conclusion, Sunset AI is poised to transform the electronic e-commerce landscape with its modern chatbot solution. You know, nowadays chatbots are getting quite popular, and with the emerging technology of LLMs, we can like do so much stuff. We can even transform our future interfaces to just a chatbot that can do anything. So very bright future for us. Thank you for your time. If you got any questions, you can just leave them down below. Yeah, thanks.